Welcome back to the podcast, Catch It, A New Perception. My name is Ketuk. As we move forward with this, it's very interesting for me. I am moving into what I believe the last regimen of chemo with the last 14 days regimen right now. That's 2 a day, every day for 14 days consecutively. What I was scheduled originally was 116 chemo treatments in 78 calendar days. It's a lot of poison that's being put in my body. I'm really wore out. I'm tired. A lot of fatigue, some lethargic. I've also had an infection for 3 different times since surgery. So twice since I've started the chemo, once just prior to starting the chemo. And I am doing my best to be able to put out a podcast every week. And I say that because I hopefully will be able to put one out over the next couple weeks also. At the moment today, I feel pretty good. I thought it'd be time to record one. I feel pretty good when I first wake up in the morning. I get tired quickly. I sleep when I need to sleep. I eat when I need to eat. I also need to eat when I'm doing chemo. There are certain things that just need to be taken care of, and I think it allows me to be able to be the best version of myself I can be today. It's a big part of what this podcast is about, is being the best version I can be today. And I understand I don't do things necessarily in a selfish way. I sometimes do things for self-care. I've spoken about the difference on different episodes between self-care and selfishness. And I do this podcast for self-care. And if someone else gets something out of it, that's great. If someone else is listening, that's wonderful. If you're giving it a thumbs up, tell me where you're from. Tell me what state you're from, what country you're from, what city you're from. Tell me something about where you're from. Make a comment. Also want to thank all those people that do give it a thumbs up, and any of you that do listen on a regular basis. I know that it's a podcast that people periodically listen to, or maybe listen to a couple episodes consecutively and then maybe don't catch it for a little bit. And that's okay too, because truly this has become about self-care for me. And I do not attempt to do anything selfishly. I say that because being very cold where I live right now, it feels like it's cold when the day starts off about 20 degrees below zero, and that's before a wind chill. And having neuropathy right now, it's very noticeable. The cold is hard on me. And I intend to do a ceremony tomorrow morning. By the time this comes out, it will be yesterday. And my attempt is to take care of myself, even though other people will be there, and it is about them being me being able to hold that space for them when I conduct a ceremony like this. And I do it for me at this point because it's the best medicine I can find going through chemo, going through these infections, and everything that I have. The best medicine I have found, by far better than most pharmaceuticals, not taking anything away from the antibiotics. The best I can do for myself are these ceremonies that will heal me. And so some of the things I do, I hope never appear to be selfish when they're about self-care, when it's about bringing other people with me and helping other people maybe find their way to heal. It's not that I'm healing them, because I'm not. I know some people claim to be a healer. I have been guided to not use the term medicine man when it comes to myself, not to use the terms like that, and to just know that I hold a space for people, and I'm willing to help them help themselves. I'm willing to help them get connected to the Creator, willing to allow them to understand their relationship to the earth, to life, and therefore to the afterlife on their way to the spirit world when they get to return. It is the object of what I am becoming in this lifetime. I am much different than what I once was. I don't live with the ego. I don't live with the sarcasm. I don't live with many things that I once had in this lifetime. I no longer need them. They no longer serve me. So I hope moving forward that this podcast will portray those things to the best of my ability, that I'm able to portray that, the truth in all of that. And I say that because one of the things that I want to touch base with in this episode is the idea of, after I take my last breath and I take my long journey back to the spirit world, I will only be remembered for the things that I did for others, for other people, for someone else, not for the things I did for myself. So if I do things in a selfish way, it's not good. If I do things when it comes to self-care and other people benefit, it's great. I want to be remembered today. So therefore, I need to do for others today. The main object in my life is not necessarily to be of service to people. If that terminology rings with you, yes, it's to be of service to you, to be of service to the people about me, the people around me, to be able to be conscious of what it is I have to give, what it is I have to offer. And what that is my time, my energy. And I say that because I think that it's important to be able to be kind, generous. I do want to be remembered today. So therefore, I will do for others to the best of my ability. What's that mean? What's that look like? Maybe be willing to put out a podcast when I don't feel like it. Maybe being able to light a spark in somebody that could actually transmit that to someone else, and someone else lives a good life today. They're happy today. They're content. I realized recently that I would rather be full of contentment than a day of fun. That may sound odd, and it may sound a little off. When I am content, I couldn't be any more spiritually fit. I couldn't have more happiness. When I am content throughout the day and I'm able to spread joy, hope is huge. To give somebody hope that they could think different. To give somebody hope that maybe one day they could feel different. To give somebody hope that today will be better than yesterday. That they don't have to live maybe in addiction, with alcoholism. They don't have to suffer from mental illness because they have hope that there's solutions to help with that, any mental instability that may be there. Emotional instability. Give them hope that they don't have to live with it forever. To me, that's what life is really all about. Is that brings contentment to no end. To bring a smile to someone's face. To be able to give someone an embrace and give them a hug that means something. I think about a newfound friend of mine. His name is Drew. And he appears to be very capable of being a friend, walking shoulder to shoulder in this lifetime with someone. And it's very noticeable. He's kind. He's gentle. He's generous with his energy and his words. His kindness is abundant. To me, that looks like friendship. It's not just offered to me. He offers it. And someone willing to accept it can walk shoulder to shoulder with him. It's pretty amazing. It's nice to see in others. I hope that is seen in me. That's what this is about. Is if I can do that for someone else, that is what I remember this newfound friend as. People who have come before me, who have been mentors of mine, some incredible mentors of mine. It's what they did for others. It's what they did for me that they're remembered for. It's not what they did for themselves. It was their kindness and their generosity. I remember one of them who took his long journey back home, and he's laying in a casket. His body is laying in that casket as he begins his long journey. And as he prepares for the spirit world, I stand before the casket with his wife. And I said to her, I never saw him judge anyone in word or in deed. And the woman that lived with him for decades, her name was Beverly. Not his first wife, it became his permanent wife. Beverly said, neither did I. implying she had never seen him judge anyone in word or in deed. I'll tell you what, to one day remember that about someone and think that that could happen for someone else. That someone may one day remember me or Drew or someone else, another mentor of mine, as someone that didn't judge anyone by the things that they said or the things that they did. No judgment. Don't condemn someone else. I know we need discernment. I've spoken of that, the difference between judgment and discernment. And I need discernment. I get that. That's healthy. When I say don't judge, I say observe everyone, judge no one. Observe everything, judge nothing. I'm saying don't condemn. Please. You condemn me, that's one thing. I don't need to condemn you. When I treat you the way that you treat me, I justify your behavior. If you're condemning me and I'm condemning you, even for condemning me, I justify your behavior. I say, you must be right, because I'll treat you the same way. I will not. You can condemn me. You can talk down about me. I recently, within the last couple months, found out that someone had believed things about me and then transmitted it to other people, that I had done some horrific things in this lifetime. I have not. I will not speak down about her. I will not condemn her in any way. She believes things that are not true. That's okay. This is the level that I'm trying to get to be able to treat people differently than they treat me when they don't treat me well. When I can learn to do this, I will be remembered possibly one day for the things I did for other people, for what I did for you, what I did for someone that you loved. That may be my dream. That I can be remembered for the love that I shared, for the compassion that I had, for the kindness, the hug, the willingness. One day, I believe I will grow beyond where I am spiritually enough to be able to be remembered. I have been told. Years after I met a man, I had not seen him. He sat halfway around a sacred circle from me. And he said, I remember the first day I met you and you impacted my life. I again one day will impact someone's life. I walk with a good heart. I do not walk with a hardened heart today. I will learn that I will be remembered for something, at least one act I did for another human being. Someone will remember me because I was kind one day, because I was generous, because I offered hope. I showed love, compassion. Can you do that for another human being? If I have a dozen or 24 listeners and every one of you are willing to do that for someone else, show them love, compassion, intimacy, show them something in a way they've not seen it before, and you could be remembered for a lifetime and beyond. When you take your long journey and you get to return back to the spirit world, you could be remembered because of a kind gesture one day. Please take the time to be gentle. Take the time to show love, dignity, and respect. You don't have to treat others how they treat you. Looking forward to next time. Live in harmony with and use the bounty of the land to bring kindness to the world. Dok shao, okay?